Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Cromwell B. It's a Tier 6 British Premium Medium tank. It's located on the south spawn of Pearl River, and it's under the command of EBAC or 3BAC, whichever way you want to spell that one. But he sent this replay in because he thought we might like it. He's got 2 marks of excellence on his barrel. Game on! Well, that's a 75mm caliber gun. It's capable of doing 135 alpha with 145mm of pen with standard ammo. With the premium APCR goes up to 202mm. He's landed in a tier 6 game with only tier 6 tanks in, so he's got an even chance of getting a nice victory here. He's rushing to try and get to the village. An enemy tank has appeared, T-52. Now, will he get some damage? Yes, he does. Yeah, that T-52 is outmatched. He's got 3 enemy tanks after him. And he gets the kill with a ram. Okay, so that one worked out quite well. And we've got enemy tanks in sight over the other side of the battlefield. First shot was a bit late. But it looks like the enemy is slowed down to try and shoot back. And that might give us a chance to get some shots into him. Nope, not going to get that one. Be back, moving up to the next port. Yes, there are more targets to fire at. In fact, the Jacksons are probably the best one. Didn't get a hit there because there was a rock. These guys are being forced back, so now he can go after the Skoda. And he managed to get the rear of that. Almost got the engine bay. Jackson's going to probably come out from behind that rock. Oh, we just see the top of his turret. No, the rock's in the way. He's popping up to use that gun depression of his. Ah, that's better. And he ducked down into the paddy fields to avoid any further fire. Okay, the Cromwell B Berlin was a version of the Cromwell created for the Desert Rats. Yes. This was Monty's army, the one from the desert, the one that fought the desert rats, the Africa Corps, and of course they came back to Europe and they were given the Cromwell tank, and they didn't particularly like it at first because they said it all had flat surfaces, which made it easier for the Germans to penetrate. That Striv is a one-shot. So they weren't particularly fond of it, but it did have a good engine, the Meteor engine, which is basically the same engine you get in the Spitfire, but without the supercharger. So it was a very efficient engine. Made it a bit thirsty on fuel, but it certainly had the power that they needed to move about the battlefield. Now basically there were 3 different Cromwells in history. Well, we say 3 because the first Cromwell, Cromwell 1, was known as the Cavalier. The second one, Cromwell 2, was known as the Centaur. And the third one was actually known as the Cromwell. Yeah, the first one was known as the A24, the Cavalier. And that had different gun arrangement. Same with the Centaur, that was A27L. And when it finally got to the Cromwell, it was known as the A27M. They were actually manufactured by Nuffield in Birmingham. They cost 10,000 quid each. And they were in service between 1944. Oh, what a kill! 1944 and 1955. So they remained in service for a long time. And in fact, Cromwells were used as the basis for a lot of enemy tank, or a lot of tanks. Including tank destroyers. They just changed the turret and turned it into a tank destroyer instead. The Tiger turned round to try and deal with us, but he's pulled back behind the cover. We pop out and there you go. He's out the game. So that's 3 kills now for EBAC. I'll call him EBAC because I think that is the way it was supposed to meant to be. He's being very industrious and busy. But he's now got to protect the car period because I'm afraid these guys have turned up from the west side of the map and we've got no tanks left on that side. So we've got to try and protect our camp from a distance. Now we do have good view range, 360 meters, so they do go in, and they did go into the cap. We need someone to spot for us. Yeah, we do have a light tank in our team, but it happens to be the AMD 178B. And he's actually behind us. Oh, there they are. They're in sight now. And he plants one into the Jackson. The Hellcat can't see us. I don't think he can see us. And he knocks out the Jackson. That's his 4th kill. Now he's going after the Hellcat. He's a one-shot now. Just misses him. Didn't miss him that time. That's his 5th kill. There's still 5 enemy tanks out there. And he's only got one teammate left. Yeah, we lost one of our tanks. So it's just the AMD and us in the Cromwell against 5 enemy. If our AMD dies suddenly, we could be on for a Kolobanovs. And oh, look at this. It's the 90mm armed IKV, but he's got his arse to us. And yep, that was a rather disastrous turn on the corner. And he rolled himself, and now we managed to ram kill the guy, losing only 99 hit points to the ram. So that's a Top Gun. Okay, we did take 1 round from the T-37, and of course he's got a 76mm gun. Here he comes. And that's 1 shot in. That's 7 kills now. There's only 3 enemies remaining. They've got a Hellcat, an AMX-13 F3AM, and the SU-8. So 2 Artys and 1 tank destroyer. And as far as we know, the Hellcat is got most of his health, but not all of them. We can't get the Kolobanov now because, of course, there's only 3 enemies left. And the AMD's still well alive. He's looking for the enemy Arty. He needs to be careful because he could get wiped out. But I suspect most enemy Arty have gone down this side of the map because they knew it was clear. And they're trying to escape that AMD. And yes, we just found the AMX. Now, he's got a 155mm gun. So eBac needs to be careful. And there he is. It's on the move. Okay, almost tracked him. He's trying to get away desperately. But, oh, look at this. Here comes the SU-8. And he's virtually full health. Okay, this is going to be a problem. Because, yep, missed with that shot. But the SU-8 hasn't got a great turning circle. And the AMX just missed us. And that gives us the opportunity to take out the SU-8. And he's gone. Now we can just take out this AMX. He's decided to go down in. We hit him in the tracks. And the Hellcat just bounced around off our rear. He's coming up behind us. And now we just need to kill this AMX. One more. That's the Pascucci's and 9 kills. Now it's just the Hellcat left. Okay, now the Hellcat, he's just getting hit by the AMD at the moment. And he'll probably focus all his attention on the AMD whilst we're down here. Okay, so he's 1 facing 2. The odds are against him. And of course, we've got the speed. This thing will do 64 kilometers an hour. And the Hellcat, well, it's the fastest tank destroyer in the game, 72 kilometers an hour. So he can get away from us if he drives as fast as he possibly can. But he's actually trapped now, and he's gone up the middle. Okay, we've got him. We auto aim on. And 1 more to kill. And he does! He gets him, wins the game, and he gets a Pools medal to boot. Wow, that was fantastic. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for eBac in the Cromwell B. He managed to get a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 12 in that one. He got a Pools medal for taking down 10 enemy tanks. And I have to say, I have never got a Pools medal. I have killed 10 enemy tanks, but I did it at tier 4, so it doesn't count. But he managed to get a Pools medal, at least tier 5 and above. Managed to get 10 kills. He did in this game. He killed all the remaining enemy tanks with the help of the AMD. He got both enemy Artys to get the Pascucci's medal, the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, And on top of that, he got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. His win rate from that one, 12,677. That's Super Unicum and a lot more. Let's have a look at the team score. There you go, right at the top of the table. He managed to get 3,301 hit points. Nobody else managed to get over 2,000 hit points, let alone 3,000. The next highest scorer was the KV2R on his team, who got 1,574. And the third highest, well, that turned out to be the Skoda T40 on the enemy team, who only managed 1,458. Less than half the hit points that EBAC managed to get. When it came to kills, he got the highest number of those, 10 kills. The next best only got 2, and that was the KVR on his own team, KV2R, the Jackson, both Hellcats on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, yep, he got that one too. And in fact, he's the only one to get over 1,000 base. He got 1,663. Second highest was the KV2R again with 774. Third was the Hellcat, who got 609. The highest that the enemy team managed to get was 429. That was the Skoda T40. And he managed to get, well, nearly 4 times the base XP that guy got. Anyway, let's have a look at detail. Oh, by the way, that means he's got the top in all 3 columns. If we go to detail, he fired 40 rounds. Now, this thing carries ammunition of 64 rounds in total. So he still had 24 rounds spare at the end of the game. 29 direct hits on the enemy, 25 penetrations, 3,301 hit points of damage, of which 926 were at more than 300 meters. Some of those were the shots at the enemy tanks that were trying to get our cap. He did receive 3 hits from the enemy. 2 of those penetrated, 1 non-penetration, and that was a Hellcat round as well. It bounced off him, and I suspect it actually hit the tracks, may have hit the tracks, or may have been eaten by them, but certainly he's missed out on getting hit for 240 hit points by that Hellcat, and that was pretty astonishing. 135 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 11 enemy vehicles damaged, 10 killed, and on a premium count, he earned 61,157 credits. You can see from that score that he used mostly standard ammo throughout that game. And he also picked up 3,243 experience points. It was quite a game. 8 minutes and 32 seconds for a Pools medal and an ace tanker. Thank you for sending this replay in. It only turned up yesterday on my books, but I'm very pleased that we've seen this and I'm happy to do the video for you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like and thank you for watching.